And we're live.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Comedy Cellar Nightly. I am so happy to be here with some of my favorite people and Rich Voss.
Yo.
So Seaton Smith, Gary Vider, Felipe Hanley, and the bane of my existence, Rich Voss. Everyone is here. How's everyone doing? What's going on? Fill me in.
Good choice on this lineup.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I swear to God. Don't you have a hydrangea plant or something? What's wrong with you?
Where do you want me to start? I took the test. Well, I took blood. I took chest x-rays and they came back negative. And then I took the antibody test.
Yeah.
And it came back. I was so depressed when I go negative. That means
negative.
Yeah,
but you weren't sick. Were you sick? Were you symptomatic? You just decided to take it?
Yeah, well, I was getting out of breath when I was not working out. Just every now and then I'd get out of breath. So I said,
That's
let me
called
go.
Your anxiety and you're old. I seem to remember, what was it a few months ago that you thought you were having a heart attack and when you were in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
And you went to the I mean, come on.
I bought one of those, a little thing off of Amazon that you put your fingers on, hooked to your phone. You could it's like a traveling EKG, and you can know if you're having a heart attack right then.
Oh my God!
But I won't use it because I'm too scared to use it.
Aren't you in? I seen you without a shirt on. You're in like top physical condition.
Except, no, I gained some weight, and all we do is eat. Bonnie makes breakfast, lunch, and dinner every night. I mean,
you're back on smack, aren't you, Rich? Huh?
No,
that's the drug addict thing to be worried about your heart like that, man.
First of all, I was on crack. Okay, I was.
Sorry, excuse me.
Right,
how dare you?
Yeah, but you got to always worry about your heart once you do smack. Wait, was it smack is crack? You have to worry about your heart always.
But here's if I was doing
explode anytime.
If I was doing drugs, everything in my room wouldn't be here because it would have been sold by now.
Especially the shoes. Your wife and kid first, and then the shoes. We know.
I get more for the shoes.
Exactly. Well, all
right. I got tested this week too.
You did?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Why?
Nice.
Yeah.
Because
why?
I had to go. I went to City MD. I had
You have nothing to lose.
Nothing.
Phil, why? Like, did you feel like you were symptomatic, or were you just like, let me just see if I have it?
No, I thought I already had it because I was on the road a lot right before it all happened. I was like, for the first time, I started making an effort and like meeting people after shows and stuff. So I
congratulations, Phil.
I met all the audience. Over 3 weekends, I probably shook like 20 hands.
20? God damn, Phil.
Look at you, so
there you go. No, but so I thought I might have had it, and I had to go to City MD. I had another medical scare that I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
What was that scare, Felipe?
No, I can't get into it. I can't get it. But they offered the
hemorrhoids.
COVID test
Hemorrhoids.
They offered the COVID test for free, and your boy is COVID free and drinking rosé.
Congratulations, Phil.
I'm sponsored by White Claw tonight.
Well, I've never seen you drink a White Claw. Liz,
nice.
you honestly look stunning.
I guess look who hasn't been out of the house.
The backlighting, curls.
Look, you boss. Phil, this is the first time we've seen each other in a couple weeks. Phil and I were quarantining separately but together. He was in the East Village, I was in the West Village.
I saw the pictures.
Oh, man.
And we'd meet every once a week, and we'd have coffee from 6 feet apart. But like it was always
Work
like
friends.
Like war zone, because we were like masks and gloves and hats and it was crazy. So now it's great, man. I'm in Sacramento, beautiful backyard, sun. I love it. It's good. Hanging out with my sister.
Isn't it weird? Now they say you can't get it off a package.
Right?
But then they go,
change it up.
Why do you got to keep washing your hands if you can't get it that way? Which I come home, I'm in my car, I got, everywhere I go, I'm putting on something. But if you can't get it from grabbing or touching something, how come we got to keep? I don't get any of this.
I mean, it's all gonna change.
I don't think we should stop washing our hands, though.
No,
we should just keep on. That habit's fun. Fuck it. Let's just roll with that.
It's a new learned habit.
Christmas every day, baby.
My groceries anymore? Is that
what?
a thing? You don't need to like wipe down your groceries
No.
anymore?
Today they said that the likelihood of you getting the coronavirus or COVID-19 from touching a surface is a lot less than what they initially thought.
That was their whole thing.
Yeah,
know.
that was 3 months of stuff of them saying you can't touch
Yeah.
stuff that somebody else touched. It's
So
crazy.
you don't need to wear gloves anymore?
No, you should wear, Phil, you should wear gloves. You should
Yeah.
always wear gloves.
You have
I
great
know.
hands. You have
Always
great
wear
hands. You need to
gloves.
protect
Oh
your
yeah, I
hands.
mean I modeled.
Yeah.
And when
Did
you're
you model, Phil? You ain't told me.
I did. I mean, I might get back into the game now that comedy's over.
Oh yeah, good
Wait,
point.
before we even discuss the death of comedy, Phil, can I ask you? You got the test, so you're negative.
Yeah,
Are you now going to get an antibody test to see if you actually had it?
I had both tests.
You had both. So
I
you only
had-
got one result back?
No, I got both results. No antibodies and no. But I just like to say, the one test I got is the one that they put the swab in your nose. Did they do that to you, boss?
No, I did the antibody test to see if I ever had it.
And that's blood, right?
Yeah, that's blood.
Okay, so
And 3 fingers in my ass.
Well,
Oh.
if you like that. Your
I-
favorite
Sounds
thing,
don't sound real.
you know.
Yeah. Then I got out of the guy's van and I said, "When do I get the results?"
Mhm.
I didn't know Bobby had a van.
Oh, yeah, it's a cargo van.
Yeah. Whenever I see him, it looks like a hatchback. But so no, they do the test, and Cuomo, our brave governor, got it on TV and
Yeah.
took it like a man.
Yeah.
I was
Like a man.
squealing. It was so they put it so far in your nose. It was
Mm.
really quite unpleasant.
But you get the test results in like a couple hours, right? They do it pretty
I
quick.
got them in a couple days. CityMD does it for free, but it was a couple days.
But see, you're in Canada now?
No, he's in the East Village.
What's CMD stand for?
City MD. He has an accent and he's dyslexic.
Oh,
City
And
It's
also,
like a-
you know, it's a free clinic, so I don't think you know about that, boss.
It's
yeah, I know. I'm a high.
it's an urgent care. Urgent care. It's
I
urgent care.
I've been taking my temperature all the time. So today I took it and it was lower than 98.6, and I was freaking out. And I went out and bought 2 new thermometers until it came to at least it got to 98.1. But I freak out unless something is perfect. The temperature, and it was like 97.2. I'm going, oh, I'm reverse dying.
Mm.
It just has me whatever. But here's another thing. I got a call yesterday and I was asked to do a drive-in theater comedy show where the people
Where?
Well, one in Pennsylvania and maybe the one in in Atlantic City. There's one in Pennsylvania. The guy's starting it.
Okay.
So I saw pictures online of places where they do it. And I said maybe, I don't know. I don't
I don't
know.
want to do that.
Like, because here's the thing, they're not going to pay me the money that I want.
Right.
And I don't want to set a precedent or whatever
Yes.
of money. But I also want to get out and do something.
Yeah.
So I mean, clubs are opening. Last weekend, Jeff Dye was at Wise Guys in Salt Lake City, which Salt Lake, Utah is like, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Everything's open. San Antonio, I think Mush, even though he's hidden, might do a feature for someone either this weekend or next weekend in San Antonio. And I've been looking at these schedules. Clubs are opening next week.
Yeah,
Clubs
Stand
are
Up Live.
opening
Stand Up
this
Live is
week.
opening
Yeah.
like to like a limited seating capacity,
Yeah.
but they're opening. Yeah,
Yeah.
in early June.
Well, I
Where's
was
Stand Up
supposed to
Live?
do
Arizona.
I was just wondering where I
Tempe Improv, Miami Improv, West
Yeah.
Palm Beach,
Yeah,
where
well,
else? Wise Guys, like
And what are they in there? Are
comedy.
they in like
Oklahoma
phase?
City?
Do they have like phase 1 there? Is that what they're in? Like, what are they? What's their deal?
Salt Lake was never. That's the thing. Like, having traveled across the country to come to California,
Yeah,
people don't realize what it was really like in
Yep.
the tri-state area in the Northeast. Like, I got off the plane in Salt Lake City and people were sitting at a bar having drinks. There was a couple eating wings, just sitting at a restaurant just having wings. I stopped and stared at them like they
Wow.
don't. It's not the same. The
Well, 'cause
intensity of the situation is not the same.
it's not condensed. They don't have subways. They don't have the mass transit. I'm arguing with a friend. He's really right wing, and he's like, blue states are way higher than red states in casualty and whatever. I go, yeah, because the blue states have all the big cities, have
Yeah.
San Francisco, New York, Chicago.
Right.
So of course, in a condensed area, where it's all over the place here, But also too, I was supposed to do Mohegan Sun like in a week or two. They're
Right.
not opening till the middle of June, so I was supposed to do Arizona next week. No,
Arizona's-
not Arizona, and Minneapolis,
Oh.
and they might open.
Well, are you gonna go?
No,
Are you gonna get
because-
on a plane and go?
No, because the cost to go there and what they could pay me now, they can't pay me what I'm supposed to get.
So
So-
with their reduced capacity, like I know Wise Guys is operating at 65% capacity,
Yeah,
and all their staff is with gloves and masks. The customers don't need to wear masks, but they're encouraged to. Comedians are bringing their own microphones. Would you, just to get out there, like, would you go out and just, if they're like, all right, I'll pay the ticket, I'll pay for your flight, would
no,
you go?
I would. I'll take a gig right now that I could drive to,
Mhm.
and I would even maybe fly. I don't know, but I take if I flew, I wouldn't fly across country
Right.
because my anxiety level would be too high.
Oh my God.
I would.
They would
and-
land that plane in Pennsylvania. Are you kidding me? You would take off of Newark
Yeah.
and in Philadelphia, they'd be like, no, let's get
Turn
them
it
up.
around.
Get them up.
So the further away, even when there's no pandemic, the further away from home, the more my anxiety. Because like if I'm anywhere, I can just get in the car and drive the fuck home. I can't drive home from
Right.
Utah. So
Yeah.
I'll do a gig where I could drive to, if I flew, listen, there's no rush now because I just want to go. I want to work. Like it would be great if a New York club opened just to go
Right.
on and work.
Yeah.
But is that even in the realm? I feel like stand up in the city is going to be, thank you, is going to be the love of my life. Gonna be,
Phil's cohabitating, everybody. Phil is cohabitating.
Good
Sorry,
for
I just
him.
needed to get that out there.
yeah, it's
Gotta be.
going to be. I
That's
feel
the
like-
Corona woman.
Do you think
Mhm.
stand up will be
Yeah.
the last to come? Like, I don't know. Could you imagine? I know Oklahoma City, I heard today, I haven't talked to the club, but are operating at 35% capacity.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's a lot. That's hard. That's hard.
Yeah. And
I
if
mean,
money
I was
goes
gonna say-
down.
yeah, I was gonna say if I'm wrong, like as far as like restaurants in New York, if they have to operate under like a limited capacity stand up, like clubs in the city are gonna have to do the same exact thing. So if it's like 25% at a restaurant, that's what you're looking at for stand up too.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Well,
that's tough. I mean, I
was-
don't know how that happens.
I was talking to Rick Bronson, who owns all those clubs.
Love Rick.
Yeah, great guy. They're not opening in Edmonton, but they're opening all these other restaurants and this and that. And they said comedy laughter is not safe or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's in the mall in Edmonton Mall there,
Mhm.
and he's fighting to get that club open. It's the clubs, the guys that make, I think 800 to 1,200 a week are golden because
Right.
they'll work and also the theater acts that come down and not into clubs are golden.
Yes. Yes.
So
But
the-
Yeah.
how are they golden just because they have the ability to just go and sell? They don't care about the money.
No, because
So
they already
they
have
just-
tons of money.
So
If they're a
they
theater,
so
yeah.
all right. So if you're a theater act, like say you're, say you're Nate
Bert
Bargatze,
Kreischer.
say you're or Kreischer, like you're
Yeah.
Bert, and you're like, all right, fuck it, I want to get on stage. It's a Wednesday. I'll go to the Tempe Improv, and
Yes.
I don't give a shit. Like
He
that's
could work any theater act, Bert Kreischer, Bill
Right.
Burr,
yeah.
any of them could work any club they want when
They
they
could
want.
call up right now and be like,
And
I
say,
just want to
yeah.
do this Wednesday. Get me
Yeah.
on.
Or if they want to do a weekend, somebody's getting bumped
They'll bump them.
because the club knows they're going to sell out at whatever capacity they could sell.
Right.
But someone like Bert, I don't know his financial status, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't need the money.
I'm pretty sure it's better than everyone
Yeah.
here right now.
Or like
I'm guessing.
I don't know, I thought it was
Joey
better.
Diaz or
Mhm.
Joey Diaz, any of those guys,
Yeah.
could just go, hey, fuck it, I want to work this weekend. Where do I want to work? You know what I mean? So,
Right.
so those guys, the $1,200 acts and acts like, me, Gary, or Phil, if our money come down, we'll
And
get a
Seaton.
lot. We'll get, yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. No, I felt the hate. Thanks, man.
I was just,
Wow.
well, no, because to tell you the truth, Seaton to me isn't a road comic. He's more of a New York comic. He's not on the
It's
road.
cold. It's more cold.
Really?
No,
I've only been
that's
I've only been
better.
in New York for
Are
like a
you
year.
kidding? That's better to be a New York comic than a road
Oh, thanks,
comic.
man. Never mind.
Yeah.
But Seaton is on the road. Like I mean,
Yeah, but they don't put the middle acts picture up on
oh
the
my God.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh,
I wasn't disrespecting you, Seaton.
That's cool.
Listen
Let's
to
go.
me. You are number 14 on my who do I get to open for me list. So
How
piece of
about this?
shit.
So at all these places, at like, for Rick Bronson's club, if he opens, aren't they gonna have to separate people like 6 feet apart? Like in Arizona, I think that's what they're gonna be doing. So it's like for even somebody, whoever wants to go, it's not the same environment. So it's obviously it changes the show. Even if you want to get up, you're not getting,
Yeah.
you're getting something different from the crowd. But unless they're your fans, obviously, then I guess that's cool. But still, it's like you're still not getting what you want out of it.
It's a different vibe. And also in Canada for Bronson's club in Edmonton, we can't, I guess I can because I'm like
Canadian, we know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to throw that in you guys. But you can't, Americans can't cross the border for another month.
Oh, so
Wow.
Yeah, it's still blocked off. So
did any of you work the Cellar that last weekend we were open in March
did,
when we were at 50% capacity?
yeah,
I did.
And then
I
what?
tried.
I mean, how is that feeling? How is it? Because we really tried to to make it look good, so it felt good on stage, where it wasn't just like, you'd have groups of, a party of 4, they'd be sitting together, and then maybe another empty seat, or try and even splitting up parties. How did that feel compared to?
Well, the thing
what
is,
you normally do?
it was 100%, but Artie was hosting, so they
Oh,
left. So it was 3 a.m. and they go, when are they going to bring up the first act?
when they hooked the power charger up the Astrovan for the dance number.
Oh God.
Yeah,
But no,
Sorry.
I performed that weekend,
And?
and I mean the shows were great, but there was an
Right.
element of it where it was like it was just kicking in what was going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So there was
Friday
no-
was the shit. Friday that week was great. Saturday was great. Sunday got weird as fuck. I'll admit that. Sunday the 15th
brunch.
was horrible. Friday was the shit though. They
But
were like kind of
Sunday-
like fun.
Right, but Friday, Saturday was still like a weekend. So
Yeah.
Sunday, people really, because technically the city didn't shut down, whatever de Blasio did until
They were
I think
reducing the
Wednesday.
capacity. That
Yeah,
was at the
Well,
point
we
yeah.
reduced, the capacity was reduced that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then Noel made the decision to close on Monday, Tuesday, because he was like, you know what, it was too much for him. It was too much stress, like the whole thing. So Sunday, I mean, Sunday night always at the Cellar, it's like those early shows are great there, and then the later they go, and we had I think we had 8 shows that Sunday.
The
You know,
TV
like
taping.
that,
Ugh.
yeah, and TV tapings. We were still taping the TV show, so they got it got to be like a Sunday night crowd.
well,
It got thin later.
our last gig, we did the Friday. They were closing everything, but
Right.
we were doing our the Creeps with Kids tour, but we were at Turning Stone Casino in Syracuse, which is Indian-owned reservation.
Right.
So they go, well, we're not closing yet, but they ended up closing the next night. So we did Friday there, and we are usually selling at least 1,000 tickets, 800,000.
You guys sold out Gramercy.
Yeah, well, we did. That was the
I
next
mean, that
night.
didn't happen, but
That would have been the next. That would have been the next night.
It's huge.
And so, I mean, it was a good crowd, but it wasn't packed. Still, people were. That's when it was hitting people going, you know what,
Right.
fuck it, I'm not going out. And it didn't faze me shooting craps to have somebody on each side of me. I didn't give a fuck.
But
'cause now, what are you kidding me? No, I want a blood test before somebody. But
You want a full nasal swab. Yeah, I know.
But where, I'll go to Lowe's to get, yard stuff, house stuff, whatever. And obviously you're walking away from people and not dealing with people. Or I try not to go to Walmart. Maybe it's been a month. But say you go to a place like that, how's that any different than going to, I don't know, wherever? they don't
Right.
let you go, you know, to a
Right.
restaurant or something.
Well,
Yeah.
because it's
You know.
they say that now, and of course things are changing.
They
I can't
change
believe
it all
I
the
can't get
time.
it from, I haven't
Right.
touched anything, including my girlfriend, in like 2 months because I'm scared to.
Oh, Bill.
They said now that that if you're in a confined space with someone that has it, even if you're not necessarily next to them, it's being in that, I guess, that recycled air or whatever with someone that increases the chances. Now I don't know if that's true, and that could change, but so a restaurant or something like that, that's what's funky because it's like a contained space with someone for a couple hours.
Wait till
I guess we'll just check the numbers this week, right? Because everything's opening up this week. So if we gotta, we just like everything's on pins and needles this week.
I don't believe the numbers though. Like it's they tell you, you know, it's 1,000 people die. It's like I feel like they're making half of that up. Half of it's true, half of it, you know.
When you say they,
you know,
which one? Who's the they in this situation?
I don't
Because
know.
I don't mind conspiracy.
The
I'm not.
greater they. The greater they.
Yeah, the government.
Well, the day
All right, we'll go with government. I don't believe in the government, but it's all right. I'm not gonna get in this fight. Go ahead.
the day after the election, you're going to see special report.
Oh.
The day-
Yeah.
I don't know. Biden is not that good of a candidate for him
No.
to make up a fucking make up a pandemic.
No,
Especially
Today he
after
just called
today,
black
right?
people. You ain't that black if you don't vote for me.
Oh,
He just fucking lost the
God.
election today. What a stupid ass.
He was doing so well too, and then he's like, "Let me just go on the Breakfast Club."
How do you say dumber shit than Trump?
That
How?
that
That
was
was amazing. That was
epic.
fucking amazing.
Did you all hear that today?
Yeah, boss, do you want to take that? How do you say?
Well, I can't believe he said black.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
you know what? Look, people nowadays, these guys are saying whatever the fuck they want. It's a roast. It's basically just get writers because you're going against a guy who has said some of the
Can
most
you, Voss, can
ridiculous-
you put your email address on the bottom of your
You
screen?
should do that.
If you want, you know, because everyone needs a writer.
No,
Voss
that's true.
wrote for the Oscars how many?
Yeah,
84 times? Come on,
twice.
Voss. Oh,
Saw him
Twice
at
for the
top
Oscars.
5. He wrote for top 5. I was there.
Yes,
okay.
Throwing in lines.
wrote for a lot of movies and the Oscars twice. But anyhow, no one has said more ridiculous stuff than Trump. No one in the history
It's
of
amazing.
Of saying things.
Of saying things. No
Yeah.
It's amazing.
one.
It
Really.
really is.
And every time he tweets, he's saying that too. So besides saying it and tweeting it, no one. So Biden said a couple things or one thing, you know, and what he said, and I know what he's saying. I know what he's saying. Obvious what he's saying is it's like if you're a woman, if you're a Jew, if you're black, if you're anything of special interest, gay, voting for this guy is detrimental to what you believe in and who you
Right.
are. That's what he's really saying.
Why? You know how scary it is that, Voss, you just put that in a better like voice than Joe Biden, who is a career politician.
Yeah,
That
that's a problem.
hurts my soul.
Yeah.
Like that
I
is
would vote for Boss. I would
crazy
100% vote for Boss.
Oh my
Vote for Voss.
God.
I'll vote for Boss.
Oh,
He's a real
Voss
headliner. Vote for Voss.
2020.
Pay him right. He'll be your president.
I hope that whoever Biden's people are come out and give that explanation because that's I think he really hit the nail on the head, but I think they'll try
That's
to
too late.
attack
Black
and-
people aren't. Black people are way
Yes.
too sensitive to do that shit. No.
You did no, I don't.
You said it
I think-
already.
I think black people, and this is I'm not black.
Please tell me what you think black people gonna do.
Oh.
I'm not black. I've had my electricity cut off, and I'm not black.
Oh wow. That had nothing to do with anything.
No,
It's the crack.
no,
It was
no.
the crack.
And,
That right.
you know,
You do
Crack.
crack one time.
here's the thing with my opinion.
Uh-huh.
They hate Trump. Certain people hate Trump more than they would hate what this guy said. So
Yeah.
that's it. They're going to go, no way we're voting for Trump anyhow. You know, it doesn't matter what he said. We got to get Trump out of there. That's what the majority of people are thinking, in my opinion.
True. But that apathy is a motherfucker though. The apathy got Hillary Clinton last time. People were just like, I hate them both. Fuck it. I'll stay home. Now we
Yeah.
got a disease. Now we got a pandemic. And we got a crazy motherfucker that,
Yeah.
and they got $1,200 check. My mom hates Trump, but she texted me happy as fuck when she got that check.
You know,
So-
I didn't get your check. I didn't get no check.
Well, you're rich, boss. That's why.
You're making too much money, Voss. Okay, we get it. You're a headliner. We get it.
Yeah, I I have my own bedroom too.
We know, boss.
It's
We
great.
know.
It's great. I'm telling you, after sex, I can go, hey, listen, you got to run. Leave
Let
me
me
your
Uber
number.
you to your bedroom.
I go, give me your number. I'll call you. No, people, do you know any comics that got unemployment out of this? Does anybody know any comics that got unemployment?
One or two. One, I do. I know a few that got unemployment. Mark Cohen actually in Vegas applied for unemployment. Do you know what they offered him? Nevada, what they offered him weekly. And Cohen was working for 2 years straight at the Cellar. He has a very good history of employment. He was making, like good livable money, like for the job that he was doing. They offered him, I think it was $3 a week.
No.
No way.
I swear on my dog, they offered him $3 a week.
They saw his act. They saw him perform.
They must have. I don't even know him. That's cold as fuck.
What is
How crazy
That makes no
is that?
sense.
No.
Listen,
There's no way that
I
makes
was
sense.
on the phone with him and he was like, it was like $2.57 a week for
That's
Nevada State
impossible.
unemployment. I don't know if
Nevada,
it's
maybe
because
Nevada's
it's
just
Nevada, because he's in Nevada.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because there's so many, contract, employees or what, I don't know, but that's what they offered him. But I also do know a couple people in New York that comedians that were able to get unemployment.
Get out, really?
Yeah.
Now, is it
Yeah.
like, I mean, I guess if you make a certain amount of, I don't know. But then if you file for this and that, they're going to dig through all your records and go through this and you got to. No, my shit is legit. Believe me, I'm not going to jail.
I don't
IRS.
I don't think in the midst of, of a time where 30 trillion people or 30,
Yeah.
whatever it is, this ridiculous.
Yeah, they have a lot on
amount
their
of
plate.
people. Yeah, they're not like, oh, it's Rich Voss. Let me go through and see what he really declared. Let me go through and audit his taxes. I think they're just trying to
Plus,
speedball it out.
plus they probably bought one of my 6 CDs and go, you know what? He's a
It's only 6.
yeah, 6. I keep some here.
Yeah.
The thing
Boss,
is,
what
I
the
pay.
name?
What's that?
Run down the 6 names.
The
Ooh,
first-
good
Oh.
game.
I'm killing here, live in Philly.
Okay.
No one cares.
I'm killing here live in Philly.
You don't even remember.
no.
VossRose.com.
No, still empty inside.
Mhm.
141 IQ, 5, and then when I saw Hamilton, those are the.
Oh, the new one.
That's
when
the
I saw
latest
Hamilton.
one. Yeah.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
I've paid my taxes. Everything obviously is electronic. Probably when way before April, in the beginning of April, and the IRS still hasn't taken it yet. They still.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It
What
hasn't
do you
been
mean they
withdrawn.
haven't taken? What?
They- It's filed electronically.
Yeah.
And they haven't taken it out of my account yet.
Interesting.
That's how backed up they are. They're not taking your money yet.
Yeah, they're a little busy. So
Yeah, I mean,
have any of you applied for, other than you, Voss? Because we
No.
know headliner. Have any of you applied for unemployment?
Well-
Phil, we know you're Canadian. You can't get it.
I applied for the Ray Allen. Give me some money.
Memorial Fund.
give me up to $500 fund. I applied for
Aruba
that.
fund.
the I need to go to Aruba next year fund. And how did you write a letter and then drop water on it so it looked like you were crying, like, dear Aruba Ray, I'm so sad.
I was thinking
Why?
about
But
using
I'm here
that,
back.
doing that forgivable loan shit. But I don't know. That word forgivable loans too
Well, that's
murky.
the thing, yeah.
I ain't want to fuck with it.
I
Yeah, 'cause
tried
if-
that too. My accountant said, I'll get a certain amount of money, but
Like 7,500,
I don't know, but I have to
yeah.
pay back a bulk of it.
right?
Ugh.
Really?
Yeah,
So
what's the point?
I'll end up only keeping 4,000, but I have to pay like 14,000 back,
Jesus. Yeah.
What's the
out of what
point?
I get. What's that?
So what's the point of that? I mean, that's just,
It's called
It
a
basically
P.
puts yourself in debt.
yeah.
It's a P.
It's like
It's a
student
P.
loan.
Yeah, what am I? A
Yeah.
PP something loan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like 3 P's.
Oh, maybe.
For all your holes.
So I had her. So, thank God for Sound Exchange. That's all. I can
Yes.
say.
Ooh.
Yes.
You
Is
know,
you all are like album heavy folks.
I
Vider,
only have
how,
2.
your
I'm not
album.
rich.
Yeah. Well, the album just came out in the perfect time, so
Yeah.
I'll get a check next month.
Amazing.
Yeah,
nice.
so that'll be like
And
Nice.
you're having a baby soon, right?
yeah, in like a
When?
week and a half.
Holy
I'm in
shit!
well, most
Yeah.
likely. I mean, yeah, due June 6th. But I'm in the baby's room actually right now. No baby yet.
Is this your
Ah.
first? Is this your first?
I literally. Well, yeah, this is my first.
Yes.
Wow.
But yeah, I like put up decals in the baby's room and stuff. That was the only
Nice,
thing I've
man.
done. But that was it.
And it's gonna be a boy.
Oh yeah.
Do you know the name, Gary?
It'll
You
be a
told
boy.
me the name.
It'll be a boy for a little while.
Okay, fair.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
Sullivan.
Sullivan.
Ah.
Oh yeah, I like
Sullivan,
that.
Yeah.
good.
Sully
Good
Vider.
name.
Yeah, Sullivan.
Ooh, I like
That's a
that.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rachel had her baby this week.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
she
did.
had
Did
it.
she?
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Vider,
Great.
like, do you have like a plan? Are you gonna stay in New York, or like, because Rachel, she was gonna be in New York City originally. She changed hospitals, and then it got to the point where she's like, I can't do this. She went upstate. Are you staying in
Yeah.
New York, or what are you doing?
Yeah, staying in New York. The hospital that we're going to, initially they weren't like allowing me to go, but then they just changed the rules. So like everything's like kosher now. So
Right.
I'll be there and everything looks good. And we were actually, my wife had to like go to the like hospital the other day. So we went there and it's like, it was kind of quiet. So it wasn't as like hectic as you would, they
Right.
make it out to seem. And she's in like labor and delivery area. So we went there and it was like no problem. And so yeah,
You did a dry run.
sort of, yeah, like basically.
All
And then,
right.
Well, all you
but yeah,
got to
we
do.
were-
Go
we were
ahead.
there and it was good. No, it was so like, but initially we were worried and we were like, oh, should we change hospitals? But it's like you're kind of like at the finish line. This is our thinking. We're at like almost like the finish line. You might as well just stick with it.
Yeah.
And right now it looks good. So
Well, you could have the baby starting this weekend at a house of worship, and
yeah,
and have as many people as you want there. And he
Yeah.
passed that order today.
Essential. I saw. That's
Boss,
crazy.
do you have parenting advice for Gary?
Nice.
Yeah,
Good question.
move.
don't
Good
do crap.
question.
Yeah.
Get all the sleep you can. Get all the sleep you can.
Yeah.
Before that, it's great. When we had Raina, here's a quick story. One night we were fooling around, trying to fool around. So
Nice.
I got a porn on behind. I got a porn on behind me, right? I'm trying to use one of these little electronic toys too. So I got the toy down there. I'm looking at the porn, and as I'm
down
doing
there
it,
on you, right?
no, on her, so I can get her excited. As I'm doing all of this, I'm shaking the bassinet because the baby, I look like a Salvador Dali painting trying to have sex. I don't know. It's just, it's a baby. It's great. What else? It's great.
Yeah.
And, now you're just gonna have to work your ass off. That's all.
Yeah. It brings up a lot of stuff. Like you just start thinking about like your childhood. I mean, I already was not like a lot, but then now it's just like, oh, like, yeah, I remember a lot more of my childhood just by like, all right, I'm going to have a kid, I'm going to have a boy. And then I start thinking about like my life and, growing up and stuff. So that's kind
Nice.
of interesting. But yeah,
I did the
kinda
exact
fucked up.
opposite. I did the exact opposite
Yeah.
of my parents.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that's the way I want to go too.
Because my parents were fucked up back then. So you got someone had to break the chain of dysfunction,
Absolutely.
and I did that with my kids, So, and my older daughters grew up to be good, they're responsible, they have jobs and whatever. The 12-year-old's brilliant. She's a wise ass, but it's great.
Where'd she get that?
Bonnie.
Oh, okay.
Brilliant, Bonnie. Get it? Yes, definitely. We know.
Yeah, I mean, it's look, I don't know. I have girls, but I used to love going buying them clothes, and you buy stuff for them, little dresses, whatever, and then you go, how would I look in that? It's just. Does your wife work? What's your wife do?
Well, we started a dog walking company like together initially, and then she was doing that, and now it's like done pretty much till like at least the fall. So she's out of work too. But
oh yeah, because people aren't having people walk their dogs.
well, not that
Everybody's home.
Yeah, everybody's home.
Yeah.
Or now it's like, and that's the other thing about like comedy in the city in the summer is that people are just leaving. You know, people are leaving the city, and nobody's like, I don't think we're gonna get like a lot of tourists. So there's no, you're not a lot of foot traffic. But yeah, same with for like her dog walking company. People are just like deciding to go to like the Hamptons or like, you know, somewhere else, Florida, just for the summer. But I mean, I guess in the fall things will be back to normal in a way where even if people are working from home, they're going to at least come back to the city. So that's it.
Do you also do the dog walking too?
No, I mean, I was at one point up until a few years ago.
I
But
would
it
have
was,
loved.
yeah, I mean, I love
you.
going out. Yeah.
Oh, I would have. Oh, hey, Gary, take the dog and listen. Can you,
Oh my
can you pick me up some Pringles?
People love me. I was so, you know, I had the trustworthy vibe. So people were like on
You
board with me
do,
walking their dog.
you
Yeah.
do.
So
You have a trustworthy vibe.
I'd
Yeah.
give Gary Vider my keys and be like, go
Yeah.
walk my dog.
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah. So, and that was the thing.
Right.
And that's how I was able to start too. So we were able to grow from there. But then now, she like had actually most of her employees, they're like, a lot of them were, you know, New York transplants. So now they left the city and they're probably not coming back. So it's like a big hit for like the
Wow.
business. Yeah.
We
Like,
ever,
She had
we ever
20
offered
employees.
any,
Yeah.
were you ever offered any pussy when you went up to get the dog?
I mean, I can't say right now.
You can, Vider.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
It's yes, Vider.
Yeah.
Blink twice.
I can't. These are
Just
10
blink
minutes.
twice.
No.
Come on.
Come
Well,
on.
if
Yeah,
you're
got it.
offered something,
Yeah.
oh, that's
Don't say
Nothing,
no.
book
People are like,
it.
"Oh, I can't
Yeah.
answer that."
that's my fantasy that some hot lady asked me to come over and take a look at her property to do some landscaping.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
she asked me to come upstairs and to look at some plants in her room. And she sits on the bed and gets undressed. And I go, I got to leave. So I came in my pants walking up the stairs.
That happened to me with a drug dealer.
Boss, is that why you started your landscaping podcast? Just to fulfill that fantasy?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
She has
I
somebody,
got it.
can you come over and look at my bushes?
Oh my God.
This is the question I want to ask. I don't know. I've been trying to exercise at home. Seaton is the most fit human
Yeah.
that I know.
Yeah.
And look at you. It's like looking in a mirror. And
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
are you training at home?
Yeah, I'm training like a crazy person. Like 5 days, like 7 days a week and shit.
7 days a
level
week.
of
I've
discipline.
nothing else to do. I mean, I hurt my knee a little bit the other day, so I took so I'm on like 6 days a week. I apologize. Yeah.
So, but Seaton, what time of day do you just do it in your apartment?
Yeah, I wake up and just do it immediately. So I wake up and do like 2 hours. I wake up around 6.
2
and do like 2
hours.
hours. I mean,
Wait, you wake up
the
at
shit
6
takes a while.
a.m.?
But I'm about to, okay. The only reason is I'm about to get my black belt and I'm able to fight. I got to fight like 5 guys in one day. I'm like really excited for that shit later this year. So it's just a hobby. So hopefully, yeah, that's. So
What's style?
I'm afraid to get my ass whooped. What's up?
What do
What's
you do?
style?
Oh, MMA.
Really? You're going to get a black belt? MMA?
Yeah, man.
Get
There's
the
like
fuck
6
out.
dudes in my gym in UFC, so it's very exciting. I hope I can fight like one UFC dude, just for the fun of it.
Did you hear what Biden said about black belts?
What did he say about black belts?
If you wear a black belt, you're a Trump supporter.
Seaton, break me just quickly. What goes down for 2 hours? So you don't have breakfast, you don't have a coffee.
Oh, I have coffee. I'll take a coffee, a little poop, and then I'll just go ahead and do some working out. There's like meditating and shit involved, but then there's like
a little 2 hours. Like, what
2
are you
hours,
doing
a
for
long
2
time.
hours?
You go for
Phil
fun?
needs the regimen. Phil
I
needs
gotta tell
to
you,
bulk up.
a lot of this shit just takes a lot of time, but there's like a lot of like random fight drills that I've been like built up over time. It's like a lot of like, footwork, leg work and hands. And then eventually I only do like maybe 30 to 45 minutes actual like weight training, street training. The rest of it's just like drills and shit.
Push-ups and stuff?
You see what?
Like push-ups and stuff?
Yeah, push-ups and shit. Yeah. I'll send you some apps that are really good for push-ups and shit.
Oh,
That'll be
that's
like 20 minutes a day. Be
Okay,
fine.
I'll
20 minutes a
send
day,
you
you'll
some
get
too.
better. You said what?
You send me some, I'll send you some too.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Oh, are
Nice.
you, Phil?
Nice.
I did this on one of the podcasts with the Cellar. You want me to walk downstairs and show you my gym
Voss,
downstairs?
actually, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen it. Voss has a bizarrely impressive gym.
I'd like to see that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Hold
I
on.
wanna
Go
see
ahead,
that.
go
Yeah.
downstairs.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna
I
want this
take
tour.
the tour. What we
Well,
really
first-
should be doing is touring his garden because I mean that's what he's.
But wait till I show
Good
you my.
at.
First, I want to show you my dining room.
Nobody cares.
No,
Voss.
wait. No,
I
Bonnie
care, I'm
says.
interested.
Wait till you see my wall. I just finished my wall.
Oh, if Bonnie's there, we'll talk to her. Yeah, we'd rather.
Can you see my wall up here? Wait.
Look at all that artwork. What
Oh,
is
that's
all of
heavy.
that? That's
That's-
very museum
Nice.
quality. I
Isn't
love
that
that.
cool?
Very.
That's
the
classic.
color you picked,
It's all.
Boss.
It's all Victorian.
That's beautiful.
Wait. Weren't you the one that you were buying antiques or something, and you got an antique at what?
Oh, the
was it?
picture. Here,
Yeah,
I'll show you.
yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's real. It's worth tons of money.
I mean, it's
Hold
not, but whatever.
Where is? Oh, right there. If that's real, it's worth 35,000.
Have you,
That
have you
looks
not
like your family
into it?
portrait.
What?
Boss, have you, I thought we talked about this. Have you not
Right?
looked into it?
Oh, not yet. Because
Oh,
I don't think it's real.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll go down to my basement.
Why you
But I
got it
do
at a
like
pawn
that.
shop?
You got it at an
Something like,
antique
yeah,
store.
something like
Yeah.
that, like or at like a
My-
like yard sale or something.
Oh, get out of the
Nice.
way. Wait,
Oh.
here's the basement.
I love
There's
the gray
Bonnie.
walls.
What's that?
I love the gray walls, man. It's
I
nice.
did too.
not be showing people your house.
Fuck, calm down.
Hi, Bonnie.
Here's Bonnie's sewing room.
Oh my God.
Bonnie sews. Bonnie sews
Bonnie's making,
down.
she's making masks, right?
Anything about me.
She makes clothes.
I don't want people to know anything about me.
She go on here's
This is
Oh,
the
nice.
Boss home
Oh,
gym.
it's
Look
heavy.
at that shit.
those are all weights down there, up here.
Heavy bag. Nice.
I want a heavy bag. I'm jealous as fuck.
You
You
can
can
hang
go to Jersey and fucking work out with Boss.
Go.
my machine. Here's my tool room.
Mhm.
What are you
So
making? Are you like
for anything I need to do, you know, I come down here and do it. So this
Hi,
is our
Bonnie.
and,
bye
and
Bonnie?
this
Love
place
Bonnie.
is
We love Bonnie.
this is my putting green down here.
Why do we have Boss on all the time? We should have Bonnie on all the time.
Here's here's my
My
guest
bad.
room. That's my guest room. And here's
Fire.
the podcast room.
Oh, heavy.
Oh,
Wow.
all right.
You have a podcast?
Down,
Not anymore. We used to.
Where's your
so
room, boss?
my room is a small, it looks like a little prison.
Let's
Bonnie
see your
has a
little
big room.
prison.
What's that?
Let's see your little prison.
All right, hold on. Here's our deck out here. Can you
I
see
feel
it?
like we're on HGTV. This is
I like
very
it.
nice. That's nice.
It's a nice deck.
God
You built that
damn.
deck?
No, fuck no.
Boss, you might one up Bobby if you have a
Oh.
barbecue
Yeah.
with that deck. That's fucking nice.
That's my garage. Another heavy bag I got in
Oh, you
here.
have 2 heavy bags. What the fuck? That's crazy. I love that.
So I'll walk through my living room.
Jesus. You know what the
Aren't
best
they?
thing is? Everyone else on this are living in like tiny New York City apartments. All you have to do is like spin around, and that's like your entire. Phil, why don't
Yeah.
you give us a tour of your apartment?
Here's the living room.
Right.
Here's the living room.
Boss, you're a headliner. We get it.
Yeah.
I'm just doing a tour. I'm doing
God.
cribs. Here's
Jesus
my
Christ.
favorite. This is my favorite picture right here.
John Wilkes Booth?
I
Yeah.
don't know. No, it's some guy
Wyatt
on.
Earp.
He's on ice skates. Some old
Okay.
Victorian guy. All right. Hold on. Raina, wave. Say hi.
Hi,
Hey, Ren.
Raina. She's
Hey,
like,
Ren.
I hate him. I get it. I hate him too. We know.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. We all do, boss.
I need
love
a
the man.
I need something a little bigger though. Ooh.
Oh, please.
I
I
got
didn't
caught-
know Voss was a collector of art. I had no idea.
Yeah, yeah. Now you know.
I
Now
love
you know.
doing that shit.
Collecting art and punching bags.
I'm not trying to brag. I'm just bored, and I can't have anybody over. So this is the closest I get.
Yeah.
So
No, I
sad.
appreciated that, man. I'm
So
inspired.
sad. Yeah,
You know.
Phil, why don't you give us a tour, Phil, of your palace,
That's
of your
my,
East Village
my-
palace?
my slang and that's my TV.
Oh, wait. Here we go.
This is where filmed.
And then my girlfriend's in this room here.
And that's
bathroom.
the kitchen, and that's it. Yeah. Love it.
It's
Love it.
tight.
Yeah, but you're in New York. You can,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
you know,
I'm in
you,
New York. I never had. This is the one thing that I'm trying to find positive things in this. I moved into my place and I honestly didn't even unpack. It was like a year and I still had, because I was like go on the road or whatever. So I bought a TV. I'm like settling in finally. Feel like an adult.
It took coronavirus to make you an adult and
Totally.
settle in and like furnish
wake
your
up,
apartment.
I wake up, I work out for 3 hours every morning.
You just do push-ups for 3 hours.
Good.
Artie has a gym in his backyard, but he pays somebody to work out for him.
He pays
does-
Will to work out for him. That's
Yeah.
who he pays to work out for him. They've actually sent me videos of them working out in his driveway in his backyard.
Oh,
And it's,
really?
yeah.
Really?
When I was on tour with Will, his workout, he does things that I've never seen. I've seen him do this like weird, he'll take like dumbbells and then get on the exercise bike and work out like dumbbells while pedaling. It's all kind of Cirque du Soleil type exercises. Will
Wow.
is on.
I mean,
I-
I believe that.
I got to start doing cardio, but at this point, it's so like I was doing that 10,000 steps a day. It did nothing. Cardio is like it's easier to want to lift weights, but cardio is harder.
Yeah, cardio is brutal.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't you like 500 sit-ups a day for a while?
I still do crunches, not
shit.
sit-ups. I do
500?
every other day though, not every day. Crunches are easy. And I gained weight because I've been eating. And once you have stomach muscles, you never lose them. They just lay under the fat,
Yeah.
and you'll always have them once you get stomach muscles. So I maintain my stomach muscles. I just eat like a pig now. So I got, my upper body. Let me tell you, when I do my videos landscape and I say, listen, get upper body and up, because I'm not I can't look heavy. I have a reputation.
Who's filming those videos?
Well, I did one today. Bonnie filmed it, but I erased it. Then I did one myself. And it came out perfect, but I had a little drop of food right here. So I can't. So we just put 20 trees in the backyard, planted 20 trees, and we put 15 out front. So
What? 35 trees? What?
45.
45 trees?
Well, 40 altogether, but they're little evergreens. They're about 5 feet tall.
Mhm.
About 4 feet tall. And we lined our whole backyard along, with 20 of them. And then our front yard with like 15 of them. Because of the driveway, we couldn't put more.
Is this basically what your pod or your new little gardening podcast is like? You tell
it's not-
people
it's not-
how many trees you put in your yard. Nobody cares. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
yes, you do.
No,
Phil cares.
they're
listen.
Care.
good trees. You even know what an evergreen looks like? I don't know. It's a Christmas tree. Like what? What are you
I
saying?
disagree. I appreciate Boss has a green thumb.
Yeah.
So does Liz's boyfriend. No, listen, I just walk around my house with this to show you, but it's not, listen, my house is just a dumb little house. You know what I mean? But it's fun to do that kind of shit. And if we weren't home like this, stuck here every day, there would be nothing we get done. Not a fucking thing.
Seaton, you're working like on a new project now, right? Now that we're all here in the quarantine. Tell us, Seaton.
Oh. I
But
can't
now we
hear him.
can't hear Seaton.
My bad.
There, tell us, Seaton, tell us.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. I was I've been recording my shows for like the last couple of years, and so I was too busy to edit the motherfuckers, and then finally when we stopped working, I was like, oh shit, I have a whole special. So I edited a whole special just for my cell phone footage for fun, and
Wow.
I'm gonna release that next week. And they got like my
That's
other
awesome.
thing. I recorded another special when I did my album last in 2015, so I'm cool. Released 2 specials in like 1 week. That'd be
Wait,
fun.
are they both
You're
audio
releasing-
or video?
Both
video?
video. Yeah.
Wow, that's
So
cool.
2 new hours
Yeah.
next week.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
man. And
That's
releasing them on
fucking
Instagram.
amazing. That's
Thank
amazing.
you. I'm
And
fucking
are
excited,
you-
man.
Are
Well,
you
you-
going to release it as an album as well? So like, people that are not just your fans on Instagram, whatever, can.
Yes,
hear
I
it?
am. Well, I mean, technically, yes. A couple of some of the material is from my first 2 albums, some of it, like, and then
Okay.
I got new stuff on the special. So like, it's probably like 45 minutes of new, 15 minutes of old. So yeah, the 2 albums are out, and I'll probably fix it up. But this special was kind of cool because I used cell phone footage and just other cell phone footage from my shows and like where I was at. So I went to Australia and used footage from that, and I went to Africa and used
cool.
all my footage from going to Africa stories. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of special I've always wanted to make. So I'm excited about it.
You performed in Africa and Australia.
Yeah.
Was it cool?
Yeah, I did the Melbourne and the Sydney Festival for 4 years. And then the African thing was a weird kind of
Wow.
one-off story that was like weird. There's some rich guy kind of invited me out for this kind of private party.
Where in Africa?
Seychelles?
You did the Seychelles too?
Is that through Will?
You
Yeah,
did
Will
the
gig.
Will Seychelles?
Yeah, the Will gig. That shit was a crazy gig.
I've heard
So I did a
so
whole
much
story
about
on that shit.
gig.
Recorded. It was great.
Wow.
How long's
Yeah,
the
man.
flight? How long's the flight there?
I mean-
Flight was like, I want to say like 14, 15 hours, but I was smoking on my weed pen the whole time that I don't really remember. But I do remember when I woke up, my ankles were fat. So it must have been a long flight.
Wow.
Now, wait. But Australia is like 20 something hours, isn't it?
Yeah, that's 20. I went there in December when it was on fire. That shit was crazy because I was in Sydney, and when you walk, it looked like it was a fog of just mist, but it was really just smoke. And the fire was like miles away from the city, but it felt like you were in a barbecue wherever you walked. It was crazy.
Wow.
And you
Yeah.
have footage of all that, and that's all part of the
That's
special.
awesome.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
man.
so cool. Well,
Are
Yeah,
you
it was
gonna
really cool.
release it? Are you gonna like do a YouTube, like release it on YouTube, like as one entire thing, or like how other than
Yes.
Instagram?
Yes, I'm doing a whole entire one thing next week on YouTube. I just never
God.
so those 2 specials will be on YouTube and then a lot of clips under it and stuff. But I'm really I'm proud of it. It's like the special I always wanted to do. So
Holy
it's cool.
shit!
That's great, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm going to try to sign with Andrew Schultz this week. I'm going to see if I can sign with him
You do that.
and have him take over my career so I can.
You better.
I
You
know.
really better.
That dude is he's gonna be the king. That dude's the king now.
Between Schultz and fucking Jared Freed, the 2 of them are killing the pandemic. They're killing it.
Wow. 2
Yeah.
different types of people, but yeah.
Yeah, but both of them, there's just like content.
A lot of content.
It's-
Yeah.
A lot of
yes,
content.
It's amazing.
Bobby's doing 23 hours a day of podcasts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just before this, I was just watching Bobby's podcast. He had
Uh-huh.
Keith. He had Keith. It was the Culta Kelly podcast.
Yeah.
And he had Keith and Michael Che. It took half an hour of that podcast for Keith to even figure out how to use his fucking iPad and get a mic on. It was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. It was great.
You know, it's funny that you can get Michael. You could get Michael Che. You could get so many people now to do.
Everybody's just chilling.
They just want to
Everybody's
do
home.
something. They want to do, you know.
And it's nice to see everybody, and it's nice to talk
Yeah.
to everybody and like have this connection. So it's nice.
I'm saying
Much-
yes to podcasts where I wouldn't even talk to the person if I saw them in person. And I'm looking at her right now.
Yeah. You text me every week. Are you kidding?
This is all I have.
I
This is
know.
it. This is all I
I
got.
know. Oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
Oh God. Mush, you're here. Does that mean we're almost out of time? Or are you here for okay? So we're almost out of time. So, thank you all for showing
Thank
up
you.
and doing this. As much as I hate you all, I love you all. No, I love you all. I hate Boss, but I love him anyway.
Oh,
Look,
Thank
great.
you.
that's so
Thank
sweet.
you.
So everyone,
you.
tell us before we go. Tell us like what's up and where we could find everything, because everybody has shit, going on. So Vider, you're having a baby. You have an album. Tell us what we need to know.
Yeah, I have an album. You can check me out on Instagram at Gary Vider. But my album is available on iTunes, and you could also get it on my website.
And you're
Vider Las
having-
Vegas. Oh yeah, I'm
Vider
having a
Las
baby.
Vegas. They're having a
Yeah.
baby.
Oh, yeah, having a baby.
Everybody go buy Gary Vider's
Oh, yeah, yeah.
album on
Buy
Yeah.
Gary's
iTunes.
baby.
He needs diapers.
Yeah.
Are you
yeah.
you registered anywhere that people can send you stuff like on Amazon or anything like that? Like
Or as
send
a
you
sex
diapers.
offender.
Yeah.
Dog walking.
No, nobody has to buy me. Buy the album. Buy the album. Enjoy the album.
Everybody,
Yeah, that's the best thing.
and then tell a friend.
Yeah,
Seaton,
tell a friend.
when
Perfect.
when are we gonna see your where and
Next-
when? And
I'm
all
gonna
that?
go like next week around Tuesday. I'll just release
Alright.
those specials, and
Alright.
yeah. So hit up Tuesday. Come on Tuesday. Just go to my website. Everything will be there. Come to my YouTube,
What-
Seaton Smith.
what's your website?
Seaton.com, Instagram.com, Seaton Smith. All that.
Manly Hanley.
My Instagram, Phil M Hanley on Instagram, and
M for Manly.
check out Rich Voss's landscaping podcast.
Boss.
Well, I was going to hang up, but here's the thing. Only because I want to say, because I wanted to say goodbye to these guys. Voss Roast is free on YouTube. It's
And it's
actually-
amazing. It was
Thank
one
you.
of the best
Good.
things
Great.
I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
Great show.
Yeah, one of the best things.
Thank you. Also, any of my album, I don't know, just Voss Roast.
You
is
also
free.
had nothing to do with Voss Roast. That was all Bonnie. So let's just
Oh.
call it paid and paid.
Yeah, but here's,
know.
you're right. It's so true. In a
And
month,
it
it was amazing what she put
Yeah.
together. It was
Yeah.
but I did have it. The lineup was killer. The killer
Yeah,
line.
it was.
And I had to close and follow it, which was no problem. It's like when I headlined Patrice's funeral. Anyhow, listen, buy all their stuff, support them, and just watch my landscaping videos on Instagram. Mike at where Voss? What am I in?
That Voss.
Yeah, Rich Voss. Liz, it was good seeing you. I'm glad that you
It was
hosted
good
this
seeing
one.
everybody. Yeah, it
Good
was.
seeing you, Liz.
It was nice to
Phil.
see everybody.
Thanks, Liz.
Thank you.
Everybody was so
Gary.
great. to see You guys.
See-
Happy
Congratulations,
Memorial
Gary.
Day weekend.
Thanks.
Oh,
We'll see you
Thanks, Steve.
tomorrow.
That's
We're off on Monday, so go barbecue outside, social distance. We love you. Bye.